Hi everyone, it's Jill. Happy new school year! Yay! Some of you start today. A bunch of you start today. Some Wednesday, some Thursday. I hope that you all took a day off yesterday. I doubt it, but I hope you did. Okay, I was given some questions. Just to update you, I have other interviews going. I've just had a problem scheduling with travel. Okay, first question. If you weren't working in the charter school space, what would you be doing? I'd probably be working at Universal Studios Orlando or Universal. Oh, or truck stop waitress. I think I would be an outstanding truck stop waitress. I'm just full of sarcasm. And by the way, I don't really want to do any of the work. So if I wasn't working in the charter school space, I'd probably be dead. So I'll just continue to work in the charter school space. Okay, what are you tired of hearing? I think you mean about work, but let me tell you something personally I'm sick of hearing. I'm sick of hearing people tell me when they're like, "Oh, are you Italian? Do you make meatballs?" Like the two are intertwined, but I happen to make meatballs. And somebody's like, "I make a black bean meatball. You wouldn't even know the difference between mine and yours." Don't say stuff like that to me, ever. Okay, what am I tired of hearing in the charter school world is I am absolutely tired of hearing, but they don't understand my kids. Trust me when I tell you, everyone understands your kids. Teach them. Okay, your kids aren't different than anybody else's unless you're in a specialized school. Uh, so yeah, I'm sick of hearing that. Very sick of hearing that. All right. Can you share one of the best sessions you attended at the recent Charter Schools conference? That session would have been the one held at a bar with a few school leaders. And we talked about what the charter school movement was really like. I did not attend one session at the national conference that was relevant to me, a few that made me laugh, one that definitely showed we're going to lower expectations for students. Uh, so none of the sessions spoke to me. I'm sure there were plenty of good ones for people new in the movement, but I really wish the National Alliance would remember some of us have been in this movement for a very long time. And, we have thoughts about what's going on. Okay. When is the last time you learned something that really changed your mind on an issue or argument? And what was it? What? When is the last time I learned something that really changed my mind on an issue or an argument? Oh, I don't even want to admit it. So a long time ago, I was having a conversation with someone, and they were talking about how community schools, where there is a prominent community member who maybe starts a school and maybe somebody they're related to is working at the school. And somebody said to me, the problem with community schools is simply they don't hold schools accountable. Community, like true community schools, don't hold their friends accountable the way they should. And I disagreed because I knew a lot of good community schools at the time and thought, that's not true. I see these people doing amazing work, these volunteers, board members are volunteers. And then over the last few years, only in New York, in other states we work in, I have watched schools that are low performers hang their hats on being community members because the board didn't do the right thing. I said it. I did it. I said it. I I didn't agree with the statement when the person made it. It actually angered me. I was like, how dare they say something so sweeping? Holy cow, it turned out to be true. So that's really bothersome. And by the way, before you start emailing me or texting me or calling me, I'm not saying all community charter schools. What I'm saying is if you have a board asking the right questions in alignment with your authorizer's framework, you shouldn't have a problem and your school should be good. But if you are a low performer and a consistently low performer and you are an independent community charter school, the problem's your board. Didn't like to hear it then, don't like to say it out loud now, but man, what a crappy reality we are facing. All right. Was there a year in the last 25 plus years you've worked in chartering where you felt hope for the movement broadly? 1999 when I started, so I'm closing out my time, right? Closing out 26 years, starting 27. Listen, math's not my thing. I felt such hope. I felt such hope in the beginning of the entire movement. And I would say when I took the job at SUNY and I just saw all the incredible possibilities. There was just so much hope, right? We all had it. I think the first slap down I got was closing a charter school, and it was one of the initial three that was chartered. It was Sisulu, New Covenant, and John A. Reisenbach. First of all was John A. Reisenbach, then New Covenant and Sisulu still exist, but through many transformations. So as you watch it, you get a lot of hope. I think the second time I felt a lot of hope is when we raised the cap on charter schools, though it was minimized in New York City. I think because I felt like we could get back to community chartering. And I know I just bashed community schools. Oh my God. I feel like we're killing the independent school market. And I think it wasn't when we did the cap lift, when we did the zombie lift, the most recent one, I thought independent schools should have gotten a fair shake. And what we did is put a CMO, 4 more schools on the wait list, which, by the way, is still why I believe Joe Billick needs to go. If you're an independent school, why would you apply to SUNY? He fell all over 2 different networks. So I want somebody in that place who can look at independent schools and see their market. And it's really funny because I was talking to a national charter. I went frozen. I was talking to a national charter schools person earlier today, and I said, God, I'm going to say something kind of unpopular. And I said, I think we're killing the independent charter school market. And they agreed with me. And I think it's the first time I ever said those words out loud to somebody who had a lot of influence in charter schooling. So I thought that was interesting. So I had a lot of hope for the zombies. Definitely had a lot of hope in the beginning. Listen, I have a lot of hope now. We have amazing schools doing amazing things. I think that we need to shut down failing schools. I appreciate that SUNY went to a 0 or 5 model, but that model only works if they actually give out 0 sometimes. I don't even know what the hell's going on with the Board of Regents. Why don't you start chartering schools? I mean, if you don't want to be an authorizer, hand all your schools over to SUNY. Stop voting on crap that's going to antagonize new applicant teams by waiting an additional 90 days for you to vote them down. If you don't know the process, learn the process. I've lost all hope. You know what? That question would have been easier if you asked me if I've lost hope. The Board of Regents should lose their authorizing power. They are not authorizing schools. That's it. Okay. Is there a politician or politicians you can think of who have been good for the charter movement, can be local or national? Oh, going to say something unpopular with some of you. I think Cuomo was very good for the charter school movement. I think everyone else running for mayor sucks and you shouldn't vote for them. I don't care what your personal opinion is. The charter school market in New York is so vibrant. Why would we try to kill that? Um, so I think Cuomo, obviously Governor Pataki. Mm, yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Without naming names, what is a recent question you got from a school leader, or what kind of help have you most recently provided uh, a school leader? Okay, it's totally funny. Shouldn't be. A school leader texted me and asked, shouldn't the board be evaluating her? Yes, and that evaluation should have already been done. Goals should already be set for this upcoming school year that we've just begun, and a check-in with those goals every few months. So, yeah, I didn't name a name, but if you are bored and you have not evaluated your school leader, hop on it, people. Okay, I hope you have a good day and good school year. Be well.